lot of times whenever we think about AI, we jump to the GPU discussion, but in reality, I found AI Intel CPU platform, it's almost like you don't always need to start with a GPU, that there's a lot of capabilities built into the CPU that have acceleration that is more than enough for a lot of use cases.
You almost get AI for free. You're essentially leveraging what is already available to really go after the AI use cases. Love to have a conversation about AI and what we're doing, collectively within the two companies. Want to start off with Red Hat's AI strategy in terms of your strategy and the kind of products that you guys have in the marketplace with Red Hat.
Yes, at a high level, when you think about Red Hat's, our user base is a lot of system administrators, software developers who are deploying on Red Hat OpenShift. So for us, our primary place we start is with the easy button for AI. So when you have a sysadmin or a software developer, Red Hat OpenShift AI and Red Hat Enterprise Linux for AI, RHEL AI, are supposed to be like easy ways to get started with AI for like our core communities.
Right. No, that's great. In fact, obviously, with the massive install base, both of OpenShift and Red Hat, Enterprise Linux RHEL, having these two products enabled for AI is fantastic. So, from an Intel perspective, let me just add to that, right? So we have really gone all in on enabling the Intel platforms, from an AI perspective, on our Xeon and our CPU platforms, essentially making sure that all our accelerators, AI accelerators within our Xeon platform are enabled both for RHEL AI as well as for OpenShift AI. And the same thing for our Gaudi platform as well. So hopefully, the work that we do collectively together really can leverage that work that we have done together. So now kind of moving along, in terms of, the next kind of tier, right? You're focused on the telco workloads, right? So from a Red Hat's telco perspective, what's your telco AI strategy? Maybe you can say a few words about that.
Absolutely. I'd say like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, almost 2 years, our Red Hat AI telco strategy was kind of focused on operational performance. Like we dealt with a lot of that using AI for like AI ops. That was a cluster of sort of opportunities we had. And then monetization. So it was like, how can telcos use AI to build new services, new 5G services? And that was kind of where our strategy sat, was when those two. When you fast forward to today, the problem space is huge. It's like there are so many use cases that we need to address within the telco AI strategy. So to support all these use cases, RHEL AI, Red Hat OpenShift AI needs to be flexible. They need to be adaptable to meet all the demands of this huge set of use cases.
So can you say a little bit more of the use cases? I know people look at use cases from a telco perspective in-network use cases, right? That's essentially making the network better in some way, and then AI use cases that support that, the broader telco AI use cases. Can you say a little bit more about how we should think about it?
I would say that the new clustering is anything around AI RAN. There's a whole set of use cases that focus on helping make RAN more performant, more cloud native. But there's also a set of use cases which is bringing the monetization that the telcos and customers will use as a part of the AI RAN kind of story. So that's kind of one family of use cases, AI RAN use cases.
Right.
But there's also surprisingly very different set of use cases, which let's just say tier one ecosystem partners of Red Hat are exploring.
Right.
Even integrating AI with like application development for 5G network functions, things that you wouldn't normally think about, use cases for AI.
Right.
But if you're building network functions and AI can help your developers program more efficiently, look for CVEs that are related to what you're programming, it's a whole nother view of how to combine AI with telco.
Right, absolutely. So now talking about the AI for the networking aspect, the RAN, RAN AI, right? So I know there's RAN on AI, RAN for AI, and RAN with AI, type of a context. I don't know if there's anything in additional you can add to how you guys are going after those set of use cases.
Yes, in partnering with Intel, what we've discovered is whenever you use this acceleration that's a part of the CPU, it pairs really nicely whenever you need to have anything close to the actual L1, L2. So you don't want to put anything too heavy next to something that needs to work in real time.
Right.
So that pairing brings like a super low latency and a good match. So that's kind of two of the three AI on RAN. And then
Right.
when it's AI and RAN, the Gaudi platform and inference is like a powerhouse engine to support lots of different workloads to
Right.
take advantage of the proximity to the RAN. So it's not so much about integrating that deeply with the RAN,
Yeah.
but it's about proximity for low latency.
Right, makes sense. And especially, just to add to that, right? So when we look at the, this AI at the edge, your point, just to kind of double click into that, right? The power profile for those compute platforms is really highly constrained.
Yes.
So it's absolutely not non-trivial to go add additional set of hardware elements into that, right?
Absolutely.
So that's what I meant. I was alluding to when I said, it's AI almost for free. Essentially is that scenario where you already have the processor and you're essentially leveraging that processor to run these AI use cases. So yeah, no, that's a good point. Now, again, clicking down one more level detail. So I know you guys have built up a set of use cases, right, in your GitHub that I've seen, focused on a variety of different use cases. Do you want to say a little bit more about what it is, how customers can leverage it, how customers can work with it?
Yes, a lot of the work that I've personally done in terms of like GitHub-based projects for end customers has been fallen into two domains. One is the application development aspect, which is the you can think of it like the advanced AI assistant that's integrated into the application. A lot of times we focus on inference right away, and we're like, "Where's the
Right.
API to do all of my cool AI stuff?" But
Right.
you actually need a very integrated application stack.
Right.
So it's been really fun to work with the cool AI tools for the app stack, like Next.js, Nest.js, and even playing around with V0 by Vercel. It's just cool to bring like the latest tech into OpenShift as a deployment platform.
Right.
And then alongside that is of course the inference. So that's integrating Red Hat OpenShift AI with an endpoint on the Gaudi platform so that we can support the AI application and integrate the actual inference into the app itself.
So talking about end customers, I know you've been working on some great demos, that would be targeted at our tier one type customers and partners. Can you double click and give us a little bit of a detail on exactly what that is and how it could be useful to our customers and partners?
Yes, what we found, or what I found personally working with these large tier one ecosystem partners, is that a lot of the use cases change, but the application stack with the inference with Intel, it actually is very similar. So, like working in a 5G SecOps app that we built that can explore PCAPs and find really cool vulnerabilities and help people remediate those issues. If you take that same our partnership stack plus the application and you move it over to a different use case, you'd be surprised at how similar everything is except the actual data that you're processing.
Right.
So it's been cool to explore that the power of AI integrated with the app can address so many different use cases for our
Right.
ecosystem partners.
So basically build a generic purpose model framework and
Yes.
then really plug and play the kind of the different use
Absolutely.
cases and scenarios that fits that
Yes.
framework.
And not to get too techy, but we've had fun with BM25, with knowledge graphs, with taxonomy, and you focusing on data first,
Right.
and working with really small models to be lightweight on the AI CPU.
Yep.
And we found that if you focus on data first, you can do so much to traverse the data, and you don't need a really large footprint to start with. That's what we've discovered.
Great point. Intel provides the hardware platform. Red Hat provides the software infrastructure layer on which it becomes a seamless experience how to build solutions that can deploy in a telco AI setting. So thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.